I'll be starting shortly instead of longly. Let's see. Starting shortly. Oh, busy, busy, busy. Let me find my notes. There we go. All right, just a couple more seconds. Okay, I don't know how well I'm seeing it. I need to move over here. See the light is behind my computer. Turn on some more light. Might help liven me up a little. Oh, phone's been moved to ignore. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is ILAH Brock, and this is Most Things Hypnosis, and I am your host. Woohoo! I gotta show you this cute little toy. It's not a toy. Well, it's a toy. I guess it's classified, but it's a pen. It's a ballpoint pen in the shape of a rifle, and the stock even pulls down. So, and it's got a little stand, and you can stand it up. It's got a pen cap. It fell in my personal place. I got these from my boyfriend. And it came in a box of, I don't know, 3 or 6 or whatever. So last week, I'm training as a regional range safety officer for the gun range out here. And it was a 7-inch barrel, but they call it a pistol because it was only a 7-inch barrel. I can't remember the name, but it had some punch, but they set it up and it was long. I mean, the stock was long and adjustable. It went in and out. And so they asked if I'd like to shoot it. I'm like, hey, heck yeah. So I got up there and I'm doing my thing, and I've got my little, and it's got a great scope on it. And when I pulled the trigger, boom, I'm glad I was sitting down. Okay, wait a minute. And then I noticed that on the stock, it's adjustable, long or short. So there's a little lip, and that lip, it got my cheek right here. So I got tagged. My fault. Anyway, that was kind of fun. I mean, it was I think I shot it 5 times. I mean, every time I shot the barrel, because it's so short, it's considered a pistol, but it would go up. I mean, I was on the bench, resting it on the bench with my arm underneath the barrel. I couldn't believe how hard it was to shoot that thing and to keep it straight. And I look at, and these guys are out there, the boom, 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 bullseyes every time. And I'm pretty good shot, but this gun kicks my butt. It was a lot of fun, though. I don't like to shoot. I don't know about hunting. I might, depends. I'm not going to freak anybody out and go shoot, blue jays or anything. If it was hunger and between me and some eatable beast, the beast is going to lose if I have a way, if I had my way or whatever. All right. So my first segment. Today we're going to talk about imagination. Last week I talked about emotions. Today it's about imagination. I'll probably throw a little bit of emotion in there. But I wanted to do my little butt first thing. So a couple of, I guess, jokes or one-liners or just ha-has, something to think about, whatever. So here's my first one. My therapist told me the way to achieve true inner peace is to finish what I started. So far, I've finished 2 bags of M&Ms, chocolate cake, and a 6-pack of beer. No, I'm just kidding. But you feel better already, right? No, that was a bad one. So here's a piece of advice. Before you marry someone, you should have them use a computer with a very slow internet. And if they're in a very slow internet, they will, hi Ben. Okay, I'm going to start over. Before you marry someone, you should first make them use a computer with slow internet. That way you'll see how they really are, or put them in something that would potentially be frustrating, like needle, threading a needle. That can be very frustrating. Well, to me now. Okay. Sometimes you don't get what you want. Why? Because you deserve better. That's why. Okay, that's my little tidbit for the day. All right, I'm going to whip through this really fast. I have an expo tomorrow night here in Visalia. It's a business expo. It kind of snuck up on me. I'm usually very much ahead of the game. I've ordered all my stuff, and it was 2 days ago. I went, oh shit, my expo's Friday and I don't have anything ready. So I'll be here very late tonight working on that, trying to get that together. But today we're going to talk about imagination. It's all about the imagination. Woo-hoo, let's do some imagination. Someone wrote a comment, wallpaper a bathroom, and you'll see what they really are. That'll do it for sure, for sure. That was a good one, Robert. Yes, let's wallpaper that bathroom. You wouldn't find me wallpapering a bathroom. I hate wallpaper, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so let's go on to imagination. Last week I talked about emotions. Today it's about imagination. So do you have the ability to form mental images? Can you see them or do you perceive them? And there's a difference. And I didn't even, and I still don't quite understand it, but I'm starting to get it. I can see pictures in my head. So you tell me anything, even if I've never seen it before, I'm going to be able to conjure up an image of it in my head. Where are some people, they will have an idea of what you're talking about. They just won't have the image in their mind. So in my practice as a hypnotherapist, and you'll notice those hypnotherapists that come from Hypnosis Motivation Institute, we have a proprietary method of how we induce trance. And one of them is, it's using the imagination. It's kind of the process. I'm not going to give it away because I don't want to taint anyone's idea of what we do. You'll have to go see a hypnotherapist at HMI and see how we do it. And you can tell anybody you want. It's not a big secret. I just don't like to give it away because I don't want to, mess up someone else's, style. So anyway, but one of the things I do want to know is if you can see images, because seeing an image is very important. So when a client says no, first of all, I'm going to have them close their eyes and just imagine a red box. It used to be a square, used to be a cube, but just any kind of red box, red square, something. I go with red, just it's a common color. Unless they're colorblind and they've never seen the color red, they shouldn't have any problem with it. So then they go to, no, they can't see it. Okay, so then with their eyes closed, this is before induction. This is like when they're in the chair, guys. I'll say, I want you to close your eyes and this is the point where I ask them, don't talk, don't use your vocal cords. I need you, we're going to start putting you in a trance-like state. So the less vocal cords you use, the more opportunity you have to go into trance and escape into hypnosis. And so I'll say, close your eyes and count the windows in your house. And don't tell me, just nod your head yes when you have that number. And a few seconds later, they're nodding their head yes that they have that number. And I let them know you found that number because you had to see each room in your house, how many windows were there. So therefore, you've just proven to yourself that you can see images, even briefly. And it's like they smile. Those that have never even experienced the idea Oh, is that what that is? See, yeah. So then I'll go back and I'll say, can you imagine or can you see a box in your mind? And um, probably 9 out of 10. Yes, no problem. Once now that they've got it. I do have one client. She reminds me of an instructor at the school, John Melton. She sees an image, but it's like briefly. So she's more perceptive of the image. Like if she can see the red cup, she sees it. But if I say, can you see the red cup? Now close your eyes and see the red cup. She can't see it. So, and it's kind of a weird thing. Go ahead, Ben.
What about when you ask her, can you imagine or pretend a red
Oh
thing?
yeah. You're ahead of me, hen. You're a little bit ahead, but thank you.
Okay.
Yep. No, absolutely. So we get to the perception. Now, if they're still stuck, I'm just going to ask them exactly what Ben just said. Can you imagine? Can you just pretend to imagine? Because I've already used pretend and imagine in my cognitive conversation with my clients. You know, if they'll say, I never let them get away with, I don't know. I'll just look at them and say, pretend like you do. And I always get an answer. Always pretend like you do know. All of a sudden now it's kind of like they're separating themselves for a moment. Oh, and I try to play that on me sometimes when I think I don't know. Well, I'm going to pretend like I do know, but I don't want to answer that question. But I make my clients do it, so I need to do it too. Okay, so do you have the ability to form mental images and you can't see them, but you can perceive them, imagine them, pretend to imagine, or just that perception that's there. One of the things we ask a client will do is to just imagine the back of their hand and just have a picture of it in their mind. It's the only thing I'm going to tell you about how we hypnotize people. You want to be hypnotized by an HMI graduate, you're going to have to go hire one, and they're going to do exactly that, and it's going to be awesome. So you don't know how? Go to the hypnosis.edu, look up hypnotherapist, and find one in your area. We're all over the world. Okay. Imagination, according to the Oxford Dictionary, forming of new ideas, images, and concepts, not present in the senses. So we have 5 senses. I guess some people say a third eye would be a sense, but that's not really been scientifically proven, whatever. But our senses. So if it's something you can talk about, like right now, I can say, imagine something purple and quite large, something that scratches, and something that makes a loud noise. Now you have already conjured up a purple, large, something that scratches and noise. And I was just talking about, I'm thinking, it's a large troll doll that's a back scratcher. But you may have had something entirely different. So it's our perception. It's how you see it. So we didn't have any idea. We never seen anything like it because I just made it up. Creative and resourceful minds is also imagination. So how do you know if you do or don't have the ability to create an image? And just like I was demonstrating a second, some people can just see it for a millisecond and then it's gone. And then they have to do the pretend to imagine. And like I said, I don't fully understand how this mind, that kind of a mind works. How can you not see a picture? It just doesn't get it. Now, for me, I see more words than pictures, but I do see pictures. But everything I see in my head has a black background. So when you're looking at I'm on Zoom right now, and I know that there's YouTube, but there's a black background behind everyone's picture. That's what I see when I'm thinking pictures in my head. I have to really, but even if I think of a beach scene, behind it is a black background. I don't know why.
What about my background?
Yours is books.
Okay.
But on my whole Zoom picture here, behind you is my black Zoom background. It's just how Zoom comes up. It's the program itself.
Yeah. And these are all my Dolores Cannon books.
I would say those are a lot of color red books. You got them all color coordinated. You like Dolores. You do a lot of PLR, past life?
A lot of QHHT, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm doing one tomorrow. Not QH, but I'm doing a past life tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, maybe we'll talk about that at the end.
Hmm.
Okay, so like I said, some people, so asking people to count the windows and etc. So after they've counted the windows, of course, I let them know, hey, you've just proven to yourself you can see pictures. So then if they still can't see a red box or what I'm suggesting for them to see, I'll suggest imagine one of the windows in their home as a red square. I always get a yes. Even for people who have perception, I get a yes. I've never been told I can't see. I just keep working it. Come on, Pixies, I need a download, I need an idea, and it does tend to work. So imagination, it's a creation and it's also fantasy. It's emotional, it's musical, it's constructive. It's in our dreams, it's our memories, distorted, reconstructed, also from fantasy. Um, oh, yeah, that was like, what's my note here? So I taught speech and sign language in junior high and high school, speech for 4th through 12th grade for many years, decades, at a Christian school in Long Beach, a couple of them, and also sign language, American Sign Language. But one of the things I noticed when I would teach speech, and these are usually 11th and 12th or 10th, 11th and 12th graders, is they lacked imagination. Now, I haven't taught, the last year I taught was 2017 or 2018. That was my last year. I actually quit mid-year. As soon as the semester was over, I was done. So I was really pushing children do not have an imagination. This is their imagination. This is how they have to focus, and this is what they're focusing on, and this is how they do it. And it's really getting them outside of that into an imagination. How do you do that? How can you help somebody get into an imagination? So this is a synthetic imagination. It's artificial. Our computers, our televisions, they're all synthetic forms of imagination. And then there's the creative side of imagination. So it creates more. And people who are naturally funny, they are it's kind of fun. Naturally funny people are so creative and rather intelligent too. There is no known specific process or part of the human brain when it's activated causes the person to daydream or engage in fantasy or come up with ideas that are far from common reality. Instead, the imagination is very broad-based activity which involves overlaps with the many brain regions and cognitive processes. And I forgot where I got that from, but it made sense. So what do you do and how can you improve this? Glad you asked. And here's a few ideas. Old school here, because that's what I am, old school. You just take a piece of paper and a pen, like my pen. So cool. You take a pen and a piece of pen and you write, just journal. Just journal. If you want to know how to do proper therapeutic journaling, ask an HMI graduate. Reading novels is huge, especially that have a lot of imagination from the author.
Yeah, there's a couple I give to my clients. I'll show them to you, but
one of my favorites is to give the client this one, or to let them, this is it's a metaphor on change when people are going through a lot of change. And you do have to use your imagination because it talks about 4 little critters. I don't really have a lot of novels. I have a lot of self-help and instructive books. Oh, here's a good one. This will get the imagination going for sure.
oh heck yeah.
Improve your sex life through self-hypnosis. That'll definitely do it. Yeah, etc. So I don't see. Oh yeah, sell the feelings. Well, that's not real imaginative. Anyway, you find books that are novels are great because they do tend to get your imagination. Find an author that you enjoy, read all their books. Find a topic that you enjoy reading about. Now, I'm a John Grisham fan, and up until probably I don't know, maybe 6 years ago. I read everything he ever did. And I know he's written more since, and I'm way behind. But I need to go back into it. But I work with imagination now, and so I read a lot of other stuff about imagination, and I'm working in an area in my own mind that I had never tapped into. So it's kind of fun. Other areas that you can help yourself to create more opportunity to improve and practice with your imagination is drawing, painting, coloring, and photography. Colors. Oh, colors are huge. Even if you're colorblind, think, just work on the shades. Think of fruit, using your imagination. Think of fruit. Think of a lemon. And you can imagine just sitting here what a lemon smells like. It's citrusy. I don't have any smell receptors, and I imagine what a lemon smells like, because there was over 50 years I was able to imagine what a lemon smelled like. But you can imagine what a lemon smells like, and that's using your imagination and from a previous sensation that will help engage imagination just by smell. So if you're a writer and you're trying to write, get some smells in front of you. Weird smells, fun smells, familiar smells,
Peppermint.
nostalgic smells. I'm sorry?
I know in class, my psychology professor in class would give us mint candies to take during our exams because of it would help increase the blood flow and oxygen to the brain.
Yeah, when I have a client that's have struggling talking to me, I always have gum. Here, chew a piece of gum. And they just go, yeah, chew some gum. I'll just chew gum. And once they start chewing gum, same thing with the mint, it gets them talking. It just stimulates. Absolutely. So fruit or other smells. I just use fruit because it's such a common thing that people can use. And lemons are a great smell. Oranges are a great smell. Another way is writing stories. Write a story. And you can go on Google and just go story sentence stems and just come up with hundreds of them and just write a story from the stem that you get. Once upon a time and in a faraway land, there were three people, two men and a woman, Ben, Robert, and Island. They were on this cay. C-A-Y-K. Oh, that's an island. Oh, what is an island? It's, it's the body of land surrounded by water. You can just come up with all kinds of stuff. And ILAH was in charge. No, I'm just kidding. But it's and Santa, there was somebody who was a superhero. He has secret identity as Santa. So every once in a while he would, hop on his sleigh, and instead of taking us to safety, he'd go disappear once a year and go bring the toys to all the little children. He slaved us into building them. Are you having fun, Robert? But those are some ways that one can use to create more creativity, etc. Using imagination, and you use it along with your emotions, you can create even more. So when you're listening to a song, songs are great. They have so much packed imagination for the person, especially a good songwriter. They're going to be able to tell you through their song a story, and their story is going to be able to use your imagination. Let's see. Last night, there was Joe Tabanella does a weekly for his for non-HMI students. So he has where is it? The song he had one of the people that came and joined us last night. Gosh, I can't remember her name now, but she joined us and she sang the song Lady in Red. So I've never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight. I've never seen you shine so bright. I've never seen so many men ask you if you wanted to dance. They're looking for a little romance. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, given half a chance. And I have never seen that dress you're wearing or the highlights in your hair that catch your eyes. I have been so blind. So you've conjuring up an image just based on that one song. And there's so many other songs. If you have a power song, and this is where I get into my with my clients, ask them, get your power song, learn that power song word for word. Let's see, let me get you another one through. Let me get another one. Okay, so Barry Manilow, gazillion years ago, wrote a song called Making It Through the Rain. I don't know what the copyright is, but he wrote it with several people. It doesn't give me a date. But the lyrics conjure up an image. We dreamers have our ways of facing rainy days, and somehow we survive. So dissecting a song and learning about it gets you an image of what it is. We keep the feelings warm. I'm thinking heart and fireplace when I read that. Protect them from the storm or troubles until your time arrives, etc. So, and it's like, I made it through the rain, which is a metaphor for struggles and conflict and obstacles. I've kept my world protected. So you've kept your boundaries. I made it through the rain. Again, I kept my point of view. I made it through the rain and found myself respected by the others who are in the same boat as me that got rained on too. They made it through. So it's like you have a shared unity with people like that. So it does get your imagination flowing if you listen to the words of songs. Songs are huge with imagination. Okay, dreams, even daydreams. Some people can zone out in a daydream and just like they're oblivious to everything around them. And so when they're daydreaming, they're just off in Neverland, and children are so good at this. They can just totally be in daydream land. To have the childlike imagination is such a gift, you know, and practicing having that. And don't be afraid of your imagination. We think, oh, imagination, that's so childish. Yeah, I thought that too, but it's so powerful. And here's a quick example and a little exercise you can do. Thank you, Peter Schwartz, for this, and Tamara. They were working with me some years ago, and they did this little exercise to show how strong and dynamic emotions with imagination can work together. So unmodified, ILAH everything. So just imagine a little box in front of you and just put up a few pictures in like little boxes in this big box, 5, 6, 8, whatever, of good things that have happened in your life that made you feel really, really good. And you're seeing it like a little movie screen, and you have these little TVs just going around, and you can see all that's going on. And it's like, you just see all the beautiful things. So like my 3 boxes on top, I have my children that were born, and then, you know, maybe 3 boxes, just, you know, graduating HMI was a very big deal for me, and you know, earning all the awards and such. It was just a wonderful night. So that brings me a lot of joy to think about that. So I'm thinking about all these wonderful little moments in my life, and I'm just really taking in the beautiful emotion of what they are. And you're feeling it, you're seeing it in your mind. It's all in your imagination, but it's real. It was, or you can embellish or make it up, but feel the good emotion. And then put your hand in between the box and your face. First of all, it's going to cut off a little bit of that emotion, but then push the emotion away from you. And you're going to feel, even though you might still feel the joy, you're going to feel a little separation from that, you know, and then just bring it on back. And the first time I tried it, I mean, with Peter and Tamara, this a few years ago, before, I think it's before pandemic, maybe it was after, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. They said, push it away. And I went this far, and I'm like, oh, I got scared. It was like, uh-oh. So it was like, wow, it's an incredibly powerful little tool to show even clients that imagination is powerful, and that emotions are energy in motion, and they move. And you can take an emotion from 10 years ago that was so pleasant, and you can bring it to today, because the emotion you had 10 years ago that you don't like, you're still carrying it today. So emotions move. If you can move that one, why can't you move the one the day before when you were super happy? So letting them see you're doing it this way already, so you can do the same thing. Let's just change it to this emotion instead. And using your imagination, using your timeline, and moving things along in a most productive way. And I tell my clients, if you lose it, okay, using your imagination, using those emotions, just go back and collect that happiness, collect that moment just before whatever. It's a little timeline therapy moment here, but I don't want to, I'm not trying to teach that, but I want to show emotions move, energy, emotion. Imagination's powerful. It's a powerful tool, and some people just need to practice theirs a little bit and develop it so that it's giving yourself permission. It's absolutely okay to be imaginative. Absolutely okay. So it's a very short show this year, this week. And do you have any questions? Speak up, or comments, or input. Anything? Anyone? Yeah, I'm glad you joined, Ben. It's really cool for you to be here. Yeah, I don't know what next week's show is going to be. Last week I knew it was going to be this, but next week I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll talk about, I promote this book a lot. Who Moved My Cheese.
What about, I know last week you were asking about body syndromes and who would be an expert in that field, and
That was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
was you, right? Though that was you. Okay,
I was asking about books on body syndromes. Yeah.
Yeah, so Dolores Cannon got into a lot of that, and so since her daughter was always with her throughout all those years, listening to her sessions and helping her organize them, Julia started writing a book with all the information Dolores was finding, like patterns, like soul speak, yeah, like patterns, like what the right side of the body means, what the left side means, what each organ disease means. That, cancer means suppressed anger, but where in the body is there suppressed anger? That's also, that has to do with why you're angry about it. And it goes into a whole bunch of stuff, but there's some other similar books to that too that came out just before hers, and it's Louise Hay, Heal Your Body. You have that one?
I don't have that one, no.
Okay, this is probably a really good one because you can reference it, and then if you're having like neck problems, it'll give you all the reasons like why you're having resistance, or why it's getting worse, or things like that. And it's kind of like a puzzle. You got to figure out what your body tell you and things like that. So those are good resources. And then I have one big one. And this one costed me a lot, like $60-80, but it's like a Bible.
What is it? Metaphysical Anatomy.
Metaphysical Anatomy by Yvette Rose. And it's like, it tells you, it's just about, it's those first two books I showed you with Dolores County's daughter and Louise Hay, they're all similar. This one's just like really in depth with every description. So, and there's even a course you can take with this if you buy the volume 2, which is a practitioner's course. So they got that.
Cool.
They're just on my desk collecting shelf until I get enough time to finish the trainings I'm doing now, and then I can start these. I'm like in too many classes and trainings right now.
And you're loving every bit of it, right?
Yeah, because I'm learning all the corners of the spiritual spectrum that I'm like, I'm loving it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for those resources. I will definitely be looking into those even today. Yeah, as I continue on my journey of, getting ready for my expo tomorrow.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, do you have any ideas of something you'd like to learn or whatever, I study a lot. So I'm now where you want to be. Now I've got like, hundreds of books that I go through every day, but I'm like, oh, I think it's in that one. Or if I've got a new client coming in. I had this book, it was self-published, and it's probably this thick. And it's just someone who used a typewriter and typed up hundreds of scripts, just hundreds and hundreds of scripts, and just put them in a copyrighted, it has a little C on it, book form. I thought it was pretty cool. So I've kind of skimmed through that. I may post some of those. Just it was given to me, whatever I wanted to do with it. So I don't know.
Were they body syndromes related, or?
You know what? There's so many. I haven't gone through, but I just was looking at it one day a few months back, just to look for something on weight reduction, because I'm always looking at just new ways to help people with their physical health as well as their mental health. So just looking for I'm very, very picky. If I use a script, I don't use the actual script. I use the concept and I'll just put my own words to it. But scripts that I even use a little, I do not like it when it has anything to do with putting back negative ideas. They already know they have an issue. So why tell them again in hypnosis and reinforce it? Well, you had this issue this is like really how some scripts, most of them will go. And you'll have the client in a hypnotic state and you'll start out with, well, you've had this problem with public speaking for a while. And well, I'm like, oh, no. Well, no, I don't go there at all. I don't do any of the negatives. I take them where I want them to go right now. So, and where they want to be, and it's based on where they want to be. So I take all that negative crap. The only one I do that might remotely be considered negative might be the smoking cessation, because I make it pretty disgusting. I take John Melton's and NLP and I add them together and have a really good,
Yeah.
plan.
Also, I have one book too called The Art of Mental Testing. So I don't know if you want to get into that.
Well, when you take the EFT class, the advanced EFT, Susie Kappas does go over. I'm sorry?
Yeah, the advanced one at HMI?
Yeah, the advanced EFT with her, she goes through and teaches you about muscle testing.
Okay. I only took the first one.
Yeah, I did the advanced testing and such. So, but yeah, there's a whole segment on it, on muscle testing that she teaches. And so it's quite informative. So Seneca, is that I say your name right? Oh, they are still trying to get online. All right.
So, but I want to start seeing us hypnotherapists starting to incorporate energy medicine.
Yes. No, I think it's great.
Because it comes in especially great when there's a client stuck in regression, and they're stuck with their, like, I can't see this, I can't see that, or I'm not feeling this part. Well, you gently give them some energy flow to them, and then for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden it loosens them up, and then they're like, oh, it's flowing again, it's helping, it's fine. So it's a trip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can imagine. No, all of this is a trip to me. Just breathing. Just breathe a little bit, tune into your problem and breathe. You're going to be in tears and releasing in no time. So it's kind of, I don't know, the whole thing that what we get to do to help people is phenomenal to me. Absolutely phenomenal. So, did I say your name right? Sadakat? Is that how you say it?
Yes, hi, it's Sadakat.
How do you say your name? Sadakat. Oh, well, thanks for joining. I'm about ready to finish it. We start at 5 o'clock, so we've been at it for about 40 minutes now. So I'm just about at the end, but be sure to watch it. It'll be on YouTube.
Okay.
in a few minutes.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
will definitely do. I'm
Right.
late because it's morning here in my country. I'm from Pakistan, so that's why I couldn't able to join at 5 o'clock.
No problem. But you can always watch it. And if you have any questions, you can just email me. And if you look at the screen right here, you'll see my email address right there.
Yeah, sure. I will definitely email you, and I would be able
If
to
any
see the
questions.
YouTube as well. Thank you very much.
Sure. Yep. It'll be on YouTube, Central Valley Hypnotherapy YouTube channel. Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Ben.
And so, one more thing, I didn't want us to leave and not introduce this. So this book doesn't have a specific, like if you're having trouble with imagery or whatever. This is more just modern self-help book, The Four Agreements. I'm sure a lot of you
I've heard of it.
that.
I've heard of it.
I would give every single client that book, or at least have them go out and rent it, because I think it's the most impactful and inspiring book that they would read.
Okay, I'll look at it. No,
Um,
this is.
the one who loved cheese.
Who moved my cheese?
I'll have
Super
to read
short.
that.
Oh my gosh, this has been like it was a game changer. I like the audio. I drove a lot back before pandemic, and I would just turn this. I'd listen to this, I don't know, half a dozen times already, and every time I listen to it, there's just a little piece more that I don't remember that part. Not only that, but they go through the commentary before and after it, and they give you examples of what the cheese can represent in different people's lives. Because it's a book, it's a metaphorical concept, but I like how it is, because children can use, they can take this book and then put whatever concept, and it only takes like an hour to read or about 45 minutes to listen to on Audible. It's a really good book. I might go over it next week.
Yeah.
So if there are no more questions, I'm happy to, I'm going to go ahead and close this down, because I have to get ready for my expo, and I might be having another meeting at my office tonight. So if I get anybody to sign up. Anyway, take care all. Thank you all for coming. I will be back here again next Thursday, 5 o'clock sharp, and ready to go. I will post what it is I'm going to be for sure talking about. I always try to post by Monday, but sometimes I don't get to post until 4 hours before. But I will be here at 5 o'clock on Thursday, every Thursday, live at 5. This is not pre-recorded. I don't edit it. I just get out there and I say what I got to say. Do what I got to do.
Okay.
It's most things hypnosis. So sometimes I've done a podcast where I've done, just on marketing, on business, just what I do about it. How do I make this work for me and my income? How I have, then I give little tours, here on camera of my office, and how the law of attraction, always the law of attraction, and how it's worked for me and working for me all the time. It's a constant state of attraction, just keeping your vibration up no matter what. And if you have any questions, let me know. My email is right there. So just be sure to just send me an email. Be happy to chat. You know how to get a hold of me, Ben and Robert. All right. No more questions?
No.
All right. You guys take care and have a great night or morning, since, or I'm not sure what time it is where you are, Sadaka. But thank you all for stopping in, and tell your friends. Okay. I'd love for this to be huge. I've been doing this for exactly 1 year today. My anniversary show. I should have made it. So I'll make next week.
I'm going to need to change mine to ben@benmaganti.com, because on mine it's just my name.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I decided, what, I can advertise right. I used to have my website here, but now I put, it just depends on what I'm doing and if I think about it, but you can change it to anything you want.
Yeah.
I want people to be able to find me. All right. You guys take care and be safe. and stay cool. Out here, it's pretty hot in California.
Yeah. All right,
Pretty
guys.
hot.
We'll
All right.
see.